Mastery. Know thyself. Principles of a king. How to master your own reality. So, what is self mastery? Essentially, it is the mastering of one's own reality. Now, this does not mean that you don't have challenges. As a matter of fact, it only can happen through overcoming your own challenges in the first place. So the first principle here is know thyself. Now, if you go back thousands of years to all the major cultures like Greece, Egypt, Rome, all these places, they all had the saying of know thyself. They knew that if they were going to master their reality, they first had to master themselves. Now, this can be done through a variety of ways. Things like introspection, meditation, inquiry. All this can lead to breakthroughs in the mind. Next, we're going to get into principles of a king. Number one is the automatic solution response. This refers to when we come up against an obstacle, are we going to be solution oriented or problem oriented? The solution is always present. The question is, are we going to be open and receptive to it or not? There cannot be a problem without a solution. They are literally two sides of the same coin. Number two is learn to protect. So this is referring to people that you love, people that you care about, and honestly the world as a whole. Learning how to handle yourself. Things like martial arts, firearm training. All of this can be useful. But now the real strength and intelligence comes from not needing to use it in the first place. Peace first, and conflict is a last resort. Also, these forms of training can be great forms of personal development as well, because you're training the mind, honing the mind, self-mastery. If we look at the concept of a sheepdog, this is essentially learning how to protect. But we have to keep in mind, it's just not about the physical, it's about protecting people's minds and emotions as well. Number three is sober-minded. Look, I've never drank, never smoked, never done any drugs. If I'm on the internet, it's for research/creation. This is for a king must stay sober-minded. You cannot expect to be on point and mentally sharp if you are engaged in these short-term pleasures. A king must make the best decisions for the majority of the people. And in order to do this, he must have a free mind. Look, I'm not saying you can't drink or any of these things, but the question you need to ask yourself is this in alignment with your values? Is it making you less effective? Is this driving your life forward? And if it is, then so be it. But more likely than not, you need to reevaluate this. Okay, so the third concept we want to get into today is learning how to master your reality on a deeper level. The first principle here is clearing clutter. So this refers to mental, emotional, physical, basically all the things that are no longer serving you. Operating from a clean slate will help you have a better direction of where you actually want to go. We are often unaware of what is actually affecting us. We just go throughout our days thinking that these things are normal. But if we were actually able to sit back, relax, and think, then we may be able to pinpoint certain things that are creating unfavorable results. All I know is that when we operate from a clear mind, things just happen with more momentum. Number two here is learning how to manifest. First, I'd like to get the semantics out of the way. You can use whatever language you want to, but use the foundational principles, because this shit works. It's essentially preparing your mind, body, and spirit to take on the actions that you need to take. Amplifying the power inside of you that you need to change your own life. In order to do this, you must dream beyond all measure, envision, and then take action. What is it that you really want? Are you being honest? You see, the matrix mind plays by these rules, but the free mind has none. So once again, manifestation is about knowing what you want, dreaming, visualizing, and taking action. Harnessing your inner power, because being about that action is the most important part. The third principle here is brotherhood. If you're going to do anything great, it's going to be with and through the help of other people. The more effective people that you have in your corner, the easier it is to make your dreams a reality. This is because you're bouncing all of this positive energy off each other, and it is generative energy that leads somewhere. We tend to become who we hang around. Make sure that your inner circle is people who are really about that life. Personal development, growth, service, commitment to a vision. Now, I'm not saying you have to get rid of all your friends. That's not what this is about. You may need to adjust your connection and how you relate to each other, but this is not about cutting people off, even though they may be necessary in certain instances. But your inner circle, they gotta be about it. New connections can lead to opportunities. People that are dedicated to being the greatest versions of themselves. Your brothers are like sparring partners. Iron sharpens iron.